Hey everybody, so when I say, what do we do? You say, stand up, fight back, all right? So, when black lives are under attack, what do we do? I can do better than that. When black lives are under attack, what do we do? What do we do? Stand up, fight back! All right, so I like to be loud, I like to make a lot of noise, and I like to cause a little bit of a disruption, and I felt like we were getting a little too quiet because the heat is very repressive. But my name is Christina Kittle. I'm with the Jacksonville Community Action Committee. We've been hosting a lot of the protests that have been going on, well, most of the protests have been going on recently. Thank you. We are a Black-led group fighting for self-determination in the South. And one of the biggest things that we do is we work directly with the families who have lost somebody to police violence. We are fighting for community control of the police and true police accountability, as well as some other things. So the first thing I wanted to actually address was the officer that did come up here and say something about Axe Handle Saturday and how it's different now. Actually, I was one of 5 people who was brutalized in this park in 2017. So it's very disturbing to me how quickly we forget these things. It's disturbing to me that people don't know about Axe Handle Saturday. That's how quickly people forget about the things that are happening here. So it is really important that we have these events, that we look them up, that we work to get this history in our schools as well. So we had statues of Confederates, our cities named after Andrew Jackson, and we have schools named after Confederates, as well as them in the curriculum though, which is actually how people learn about things. We don't have any of Jacksonville's rich history of resistance and fighting back. I had to look that up separately, and I'm so proud to be in Jacksonville to continue this legacy. From Axe Handle Saturday to the labor movements that happened, to the voting movements that happened that was led almost entirely by Black women. These are things you don't hear about. So Jacksonville does have a lot more history than what is being taught in the schools, and that's something that we should definitely look into as a community. The other thing, though, that I did want to bring up while I was up here is, as you all know, it's already been said, we need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting. The shirt that I'm wearing today, we heard about Jacob Blake and George Floyd and everything that's going on. This shirt is just Jacksonville victims. Just Jacksonville victims from the last 5 years. So we have a problem here in Jacksonville. It's one that maybe we're just now hearing about, or maybe you've known about it for a long time. I feel like people in this crowd have known about it for a long time, but we're still getting resistance. People still think that everything's okay now, that things are fine. We have a couple of Black city council members, so things are okay. They're absolutely not okay. So we're continuing the action. We're just trying to urge people to come out with us and join us. We have an event that's going on Saturday, 3:00 p.m., down at 501 East Bay Street, across the street from JSO in the lot. You can bring your car to protect yourself from COVID. We know that's a big deal here, but please, please come out. We are going to have the mothers speaking again about what's going on with their cases, why they're not receiving any justice. Some of them haven't gotten any updates at all whatsoever, and their kid has been gone for months at this point. So we really need to keep community pressure up. We really need to bring the energy up and keep fighting as if things haven't changed that much. We have gotten big gains, but why would we stop, right? Let's get it all. The other thing we're going to be pushing for on Saturday is a people's budget. So a lot of these things in our neighborhoods, the infrastructure, the education disparities, all of these things can be resolved monetarily. So it is time that we start demanding material changes. Well, yes. The people's budget, though, is something that we're calling for to actually distribute the funds of our tax dollars more evenly. If you look at the budget as it stands, GSO has 40%, so that's 40 cents for every dollar that gets spent in Jacksonville. But our neighborhoods are still suffering. My area is a flood zone, so I would like to see some of that money going into creating things like public works programs where people in my neighborhood could also be hired to fix the neighborhood that we live in, so it would create job opportunities as well as fixing our infrastructure. Instead, we're on this reactionary response to crime. We need to be on a prevention response to crime. We need to actually prevent crime, which has social roots. It's crazy, but a little bit of money can go a long way. So we need to look at where our tax dollars are going. what part of our neighborhoods are being funded, and we need to demand a people's budget now. So every council member that is here, this is for you. We are asking you to support a people's budget, one that invests in our community and doesn't keep inflating JSO's budget. JSO has asked for $6 million more on top of already receiving 40% of the budget. Got knocked down to $3 million, but that's $3 million extra still. If you just cut their budget in half to 20%, that frees up $200 million. There's a lot of things that could fix this city with $200 million. Then we wouldn't have to over-police our neighborhoods because we wouldn't have to feel like that people have to call the cops to respond to crime because we would be investing in preventing crime. So that's really all I wanted to say today. Just really honored to be continuing a movement and taking our city back. So meet us 3 p.m. Saturday, 501 East Bay Street. Keep it going, y'all. Thank you so much.